Hey guys, it's Relle. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm trying something a little bit different. I wanted to fill up my art book with some kind of spooky October characters, and of course my first thought was our amazing Wednesday Addams. I absolutely love her. She is probably my favorite kind of spooky, kooky kind of character. And as you see, I have like my reference photo here. It's going to be linked in the description if you also want to go and I guess draw the same picture. And I believe this is the iconic scene where she's drinking out of like a poison bottle or something, and she's like at summer camp, or she's being dropped off at summer camp. It's been so long since I've watched the movie, but I just love her face and it's just iconic, so I decided to draw her. So I'm still relatively new when it comes to drawing portraits. I'm still trying to find my style and see what works for me. Wednesday Addams isn't a super hard character for me to draw, but you know, I still had kind of my struggles when it came to certain proportions. Like her jawline is just very rounded and she has a very oval shaped face. And I kind of messed up this a couple of times, but I fixed it in the end. For me, one of my biggest struggles as an artist are noses and lips. For some reason, I just really struggle with these things and it takes me forever to get it correct. I don't know why, but yeah. And here I am redoing her jaw because it wasn't right. It was just too rounded, and she has definitely more of a tapered jawline that comes to like a distinct kind of point, and so I had to redo that. Here I'm just drawing her braids, and I didn't want to go into too much detail. I'll kind of do that later. Doing her neck, and then I go into her collar also, which is just like super basic, pretty easy. I then go in and give her little eye bags as if she hasn't slept in weeks. I then go in and define her widow's peak. I use my blue to shade in the darkest darks, which is her hair that will soon become like a dark, deep blue black. I also decided to go into her collar and give it a little bit of definition with a shadow line. I then attempt to give her like little polka dots or the little designs that are in her dress. I'm not really sure if they're polka dots or flowers, but later on I'll go in and kind of define this better. I shade around her face with my blue, and then I go in again and darken the black with my blue pencil. I then come in just with my regular mechanical pencil, and I define and shade in her dark hair. Now this is going to take me a couple of times to really get as dark as I want, but this is just a good start. At her widow's peak, I decided to give her like a little bit of a hint of a definition, or like a strand that has some highlight on it. I kind of do the same when it comes to her braid on the left side. I then define her shadows on her neck and on her collar and on the side of her face. I also deepen her widow's peak. I make sure her ear is seen. I then go back in and deepen her hair. I do have a set of more professional pencils, but I'm just sometimes too lazy to use them. As you see, the little highlight that I was talking about in her widow's peak, I made sure to try to define that. I went in and gave her a little bit of strands of hair to give the illusion. Everything's going to blend in. I didn't make too many details. Here's what I'm talking about of the light pieces in her braid on the left. Just a little bit of the sun maybe catching it. I wanted to go back into her collar and again just darken up those shadows that she has there. I kind of wanted to keep a bit of a cartoony feel to her as a character as I'm drawing this. A little bit realistic, but not too realistic. So I'm keeping those very dark, stark kind of shadows to her collar and to her hair. I then go back and darken her eyebrows and darken her eyes. And I go back in and define a little bit more of her eye bags and her nose contour. Again, I really struggle when it comes to noses, but I feel actually kind of happy about the way her nose turned out. I go in with my dark blue and kind of create a shadow under the nose to give it the illusion of it being kind of like tipped or more of like a button nose. Because I want her to still have the bluish tint to it, I continue to shade with my dark blue pencil. I go in and I define her lips a little bit more. I kind of smooth out her shadows under her chin and in her widow's peak. I go in with a bit of a pink because in her picture she has very pink lips, but I just do a tad of it, not too much. I go back to her shirt and darken her shirt or her dress. That is a very, very dark black. I then go in and kind of give her polka dots. I think actually the dress is more of a floral pattern, but I ain't got time for that. Finishing up her eyes, giving her some nice dark eyelashes, making sure I like the nose, and this is my finished picture. Onto the next character I decided to draw. We have Bellatrix Lestrange from the Harry Potter series. Now, I'll be honest, she was a little bit more complicated for me to draw. She just has a very unique look to her, which is just, of course, crazy. That is her character. I'll be honest, I don't think I did her justice, so at some point in the future, I will definitely be trying to redraw her. Helena Bonham Carter, the actress who played Bellatrix, has just a very strong, bone structure, and she has some impressive cheekbones. I could have used a better technique when drawing her face than I did when I drew Wednesday Addams. I could have used more of a grid method to make sure that my placement was correct, because even looking at this, there's something off about it, and later in the video I do change this, but there's something off with the placement of her eyes. You might even be able to see it yourself. Again, with the nose, it is so hard to me, and her nose is starting to look like Voldemort's nose more than like her character should be looking. And I do try to fix this in the video, but again, like I said, I don't think I did her justice, and I will want to try to redraw her. I decided to use more of a purple colored pencil when drawing her. When I looked at this photo, she has a very pasty, kind of dead look to her, which just adds to her character. But I see a lot of purples, so that is why I'm using more of a deep purple color. Here I'm just mapping out where her hair will go, giving me kind of the general idea of how I want it to look. I took some creative liberties and drew her hair down instead of up. That's my bad, because I didn't leave enough space to create her updo. As you see, I did her little pendant necklace. I'm going in, just shading, kind of putting where I want more defined features. Going in with the eyes, darkening them. Like I said, there was just something off about her eyes. They just were not the way that they should have been, and so you will see throughout the video me correcting this or attempting to correct this. I darken her hair and just some of the shadows that I see. Again, erasing things when it comes to the eyebrows and the eyes. It just isn't looking right to me. And now you can really see how it looks off. So I decided to completely erase that side of her face and try a better way at finding out her proportions. I decided to move her right eye over a little bit because it was too close. The thing is, her eyes are so wild and so defined, and it's such a key feature to Helena's face that if you mess up her eye placement, then it's like a whole nother different character. Now, I think I did better than before, but again, it's just still off to me. I press on anyway and decide to just do my best with what I have. I go in, I define the eyes a little bit more and her shadows. She has some very, very dark shadows compared to the other picture I had. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's the fact that she looks like she hasn't slept for like a million years, and on top of that she's been like tormented for so long. I decided to move her jaw over because I changed her eye placement. I decided just to move everything over a tad. I go in to shade her nose. Again, she's giving Voldemort nose. But I really do hope that with, some of my shading that I could at least do her justice. I think when doing her nose, it was angled wrong, giving her more of a serpent-like nose. so I decided to go in and angle her nostrils out. Bellatrix has just the perfect juicy, pouty, plump lips. I continue to shade around her eyes and her face. I then go into her hair and really try to define her curls. She has this one curl that comes up and does like, it kind of reminds me of a roller coaster, how it goes up and then comes down across her face. I give her very jagged strokes just to give the illusion of curls, because I'm not going to sit here and draw every single curl. I define the shadows underneath her neck. I decided to go in and shade her overall shape of her hair. I decided to take my time with this. I am a little bit impatient when it comes to this, just because sometimes it feels like such an overwhelming amount of space that needs to be colored in. Again, I decided to take some liberties and draw her hair down because I have no room to draw her hair up. I decided to shade her lips a little bit and go back into her necklace and give it more of a defined look. I'm not really sure what this necklace is. I couldn't really tell off of the photo, and it's been years since I've watched the Harry Potter series, so I don't actually remember anything about this necklace, and I have not read the books. I go into darken her eyes, but the part where it's the reflective, she had a very interesting reflective place in her eye, and again, it was so hard for me to get this to look right. If you see a shift in the lighting change, the sun was coming back around this part of my apartment and therefore coming through my blinds. I then go in with my pencil to darken certain places again. Because I don't have any darker of a purple, I have to rely on my pencils. Unfortunately, this part you can't really see very well because of my camera angle and maybe because I'm a lefty, but I try to go in and just shade. Because she has a very strong bone structure, her eyes are set back more in her head in the placement, and therefore it casts a stronger and darker shadow. I go in and I shade her hair, but I make sure to leave little strands that will be more of highlights. If I remember correctly, everyone who was like on Voldemort's side had like a white stripe of some sort. I remember watching the movie and thinking that they all looked like skunks. This part was the most time consuming for me just because I have no patience when it comes to coloring in a large part of a picture. I go in and I define her other eye and the circles and her dark lashes and her eye bags. I then also define her crazy bone structure and the shadows on her face. And I go in with her dark lipstick. I then go in with my pastel purple and shade kind of everywhere, I guess. I felt like the picture was losing its, I don't know, purpleness to me. I think in person it looked a lot darker because of the pencil, obviously. And I just wanted to create more of a lighter highlight with a purple. Again, darkening the hair a little bit more. And I did take some liberties when it came to like the stripes or the white strip in her hair. I don't remember what side it's on or anything like that, and in the picture you can't really see where it is, so I don't know, I just kind of took creative liberty with it. Going in to define her necklace. And again with my purple to kind of soften the shadows around her eyes and her cheeks. And this is my finished picture. I really enjoy drawing these characters, and if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. If you have any more characters that I should draw, please put it in the comments down below, and I'll see you again later. Bye!